she is a farmer. she's a farmer. She's our local microgreen dealer.
Hey, it's
Whoa.
taken me a couple of years to say that I'm a farmer. I've had imposter syndrome for a long time, so
Well, I think you're amazing. So
I am embracing this.
she's a farmer.
She's a farmer. Okay.
So what are microgreens, first of all?
Microgreens are baby plants of full-grown vegetables. So these are like garden peas. This is kohlrabi, sunflower. Believe it or not, sunflower, even the big tall ones, are fully edible. They just don't taste good, except at this stage. They are absolutely delicious.
They are delicious.
This is a mix of a bunch of things. This is radish. We have beets, broccoli, and cabbage. We also have some basil, too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what would you use these for?
I put them on everything. So they're really good on sandwiches and tacos and soups and
Like that hot sauce, you put that on
Eggs.
everything.
Yeah, like hot sauce. Exactly like hot sauce. I put hot sauce and then I put microgreens.
I'm sorry, I just had to. That was too easy.
No, like literally, I put them on everything. This morning, me and the kids had eggs and
Hold on. You said kids. That's the magical word. Every time I hear that, it's like, kids eat these?
kids love these, and I don't
Really?
know if it's like even more than normal vegetables. I don't know if it's because they're pretty, or they're little, or they get to like take their own little containers when they leave the market. But our market gives kids a $2 token that they can spend on any fruit and vegetable in the market. It's completely free at Rose City Farmers Market. You sign up your kid, any kid 4 to 10 gets a free $2 token every Saturday, and when the market's open, and they almost always come to our booth, and they just love them. Kids like they will literally just snack on these.
Even
kids,
our kid will eat them,
Yes.
which is amazing because he doesn't do anything green except for avocado. Now, teeny tiny plants, but also they pack all that same nutrition into
more. So with broccoli is one of the best things you can eat. If you eat raw, fresh broccoli, it's so good for your body. Well, broccoli has 40 times the vitamins and minerals than the full-grown vegetable. So if you ate like this much of the broccoli microgreens, you'd have to eat 5 pounds of broccoli to get the same nutritional benefits.
Oh, wow.
So
So
if you're having trouble adding vitamins and minerals from vegetables to your diet because you don't like them, this is a really
Try
good way to do it.
microgreens.
Try microgreens. Add a little
and they make all
pinch.
your food look fancy.
They make your food
we know what
taste
microgreens
good.
are. We've tried them. I took a class that Crystal offered last year,
Mhm.
and gosh, time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
So I took a class and I learned how to grow my own microgreens. I haven't grown my own microgreens, but that's a whole different
but
video.
we plan on,
But we
right?
want to start growing them. We actually got the dirt that we're supposed to get, and so now we can start. But we wanted to offer a video on microgreens and kind of introduce them to y'all in case you haven't ever done it. And the best person we know to do that is Crystal, because this is what she does for the farmers market every week.
Yes.
How long have you been doing your greens?
We're going into our 3rd season. We started them because we live in Texas, and Texas, it's hot and humid during the summer, and salad greens are nearly impossible to grow without growing them indoors or under a lot of cover, or honestly, I don't know a farmer that even bothers in the middle of the summer to grow salad greens. So we wanted to offer greens to our customers through the summer, so we brought a couple of trays.
Okay.
And those 2 trays turned to 10. And now we have regulars that order from us every week. And in fact, there's a lady that lives in Lindale that her oncologist told her to eat broccoli microgreens because they've been proven to treat and prevent cancer. And she is recovering from cancer. And she just got her test done. She gets
like antioxidants and
It has antioxidants, but specifically something called phytonutrients, which is the nutrients that help strengthen and build your cells. So it actually makes your cells stronger and more resistant to
And you get to be a
mutating
part
into
of that, which
cancer.
is awesome.
And she just got her test back, and everything is looking amazing. And it just makes me so happy that I'm able to provide that for her.
That's
And
nice.
It's just great. It's so cool, and it's such a blessing. I was like in near tears when she told me that. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it.
So, Crystal, with that being said, do you research some of these, your microgreens before you start planting them, specifically for reasons like that, or?
Well, we started planting them just because they're greens. We didn't know that they were really good for you when we did it.
Okay.
We just heard that they're really easy, and they are. They're very simple to grow.
How long does it take from planting to harvest?
So these we planted last Sunday, and it's cold right now, so it takes them about 9 days to be full grown. Like these we planted exactly a week ago, so this is 7 days old right here, and they won't be ready for at least another 2 more days.
Another time. What do you have ready now?
The broccoli, the radish, the mix, sunflower, kohlrabi, and peas are all ready. But these could use a couple more days.
So, can I do this at home?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you don't even need any, like I use these fancy trays from Bootstrap Farmer, but you could grow them in strawberry containers or in a bowl, or I've even read people like using paper towels instead of soil to grow them. So, I mean, they are very easy. Once you get past like the initial kinks, because everything has a little bit of finessing in your space, but once you get there, it's just sow and go. And it's pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, Crystal. So, what kind of setup do we have here? We have.
So I have basic shop lights. They are, you don't need like super fancy lights. Our other lights are even less strong than these. They're relatively cheap. You don't need shop lights. I've grown them on my kitchen counter if you just want to do a small amount at home. Our kitchen light is almost always on because we're here all day,
Okay.
so that helps. You just want a place that has a decent amount of light, but it doesn't have to be like a ton.
I'm going to interrupt her there real quick. So, guys, Crystal's not only a farmer, she is also homeschooling. She's here all the time. She's the farm manager, ranch hand, everything. That is what Crystal is. All right. So, moving on. Okay, cool.
I mean, I do it all well, okay?
Hey, look.
We'll be real.
Look. This you do pretty well, though. Look, I mean, this is amazing. So, okay.
This is easy.
Well,
I can do this.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put it to the test and see if it is easy, because we are probably the worst gardeners out there. Anyway,
No.
so we got chop lights, and then we have some shelving here. What else do we need?
You need seed.
Seed?
So we get seed from either Johnny's Seeds or True Leaf Market. The seed is tested and for any like foodborne illnesses, and and you can buy it in bulk for relatively cheap. It's
So-
way cheaper than going to the store and buying like a packet.
So you recommend that the seeds are tested? That's
Yeah, I mean you could really use any seed at all
okay.
for
But because they sell at the market, that's important for
Yeah.
them
it's
to make sure that it's a safe product to provide to customers. Probably not as critical if you're growing them for yourself.
Yeah, and you can absolutely save your own seed and use them. It's not a big deal. These are way more safe than like something like Sprouts that's comparable in nutrients, because honestly people call these Sprouts all the time. They don't understand that there's a difference. Sprouts are grown in a completely humid environment with water running over them all the time, and because of that, they're very highly regulated by the FDA, and not everybody can just like grow them and sell them. You have to have licensing and all of that because of the risk of foodborne illness like E. coli, salmonella.
Because of the moisture.
But yeah, because of the way they're grown, the moisture. But microgreens don't even come close to having that same risk, even with seed that isn't, tested. It's way more safe.
So, guys, it sounds like there is a lot of information there that Crystal has. So maybe next time she does a class, she can post it, and y'all need to check out her Facebook page and get more information from her. Look her up, or
Growing Branches Farm.
there you go.
We're Growing Branches Farm. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and a little bit of YouTube apparently.
I'm working on that.
Discovered last night.
I'm working on that.
I pulled it up last night, and my husband John had just posted a bunch of things, and I was like, "Where did this come from?"
It was John.
Like,
He did it.
He totally did it. And then we also have a TikTok, but I don't do anything.
You don't do TikTok? Okay. All right. So there's ways to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we got lights, we got shelving, and then seeds, soil.
We use peat moss. It's a peat moss perlite mix that we get at a local nursery here.
Okay.
That's the most affordable option that we've found, and we've tried coco coir, but it just doesn't grow as well.
What about fertilizer?
We don't use any fertilizers.
No.
These are only a week old. They don't need seedlings are perfectly fine. They have all the nutrients they need until they get their true leaves.
Perfect. Okay. So what about your trays here? Where can we? You had mentioned
So we use Bootstrap Farmer trays.
bootstrap. Okay.
I highly suggest them. They're really great. We use 2 different kinds depending on the seed, like peas and sunflower have really big root systems, so the mesh ones are better. But for everything else, we use.
So bootstrap. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put a link to that, or either I'll find a link, or we'll mention that. But do we need to get them from him? I mean, can we be successful with something other than
So these are
a professionals?
yeah. So these are a little bit pricier,
Okay.
and they sell them in groups of 10.
Okay.
But the reason you
I
want to
think
get
something
them.
similar is what we got
Oh,
in
yeah.
the class, right? A smaller tray.
When I do the class, everybody walks away with a little kit of the 10 by 10 rather than the big one, so it's half the size.
So there's some
That's plenty for a
Slots.
family for a week of microgreens.
holes in here.
Yeah, there's ones without them too. I just don't have one here.
Okay. So
This would be filled with dirt
Yeah.
or soil.
Fill it up to the top with soil.
okay.
Sprinkle the seed and water it in, and then you put weight on top. Like we have.
She's got a fancy weight.
Oh yeah.
Bam.
It's literally just a really big brick. Yes, they will push it completely off if you're not careful.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yeah,
That's impressive.
it is absolutely crazy. It's nuts.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So we have a solid tray with no holes at the bottom.
Yep.
And then we have a tray with holes
Inside.
inside that
And then, so we have holes.
Holes.
Inside the solid tray.
solid tray.
Soil.
Soil.
Seeds. And then another tray with no holes on top.
And then a weight.
And then a weight.
So you're making a
And you can stack them.
lasagna.
you're making a
You
lasagna.
can stack them 6 high.
And for those that don't
Higher
like
than
lasagnas, this is a sandwich, you know.
Or stacked enchiladas like us New Mexicans like.
Somebody's hungry.
It might be. So then you stack the soil,
Soil, seeds.
water, top tray, weight, and then what happens?
So you wait until they germinate. They will literally, at that point, I just moved all of ours out, so otherwise I would have showed you, but they will literally push that weight almost completely off. It'll lean and
What's the time frame? We got to keep an eye
3
on
or
that.
4 days.
3 or 4 days. Okay.
Yeah, they'll go from seeding to being able to go into a dark space.
Is there a specific name for that?
I just stack it. It's
Stack
called
it. Okay.
stacking.
Or going dark or
Or germination.
germination time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we do, we put them in a dark room, or you can cover them with, you can flip the tray upside down and cover it. You just want them to get tall and leggy, because plants, I mean, they don't normally grow this tall when you put them in the ground. They're supposed to be like that when they come out of the
When they're coming
ground,
out of the
but
ground.
they're really long because we put them in the dark.
So
So
in planting seeds for outside, that would be bad, but
Yeah.
that's perfect.
it's perfect for microgreens. Yeah, you don't want leggy seeds for regular seeds. Like if you're gonna grow this into a whole kohlrabi plant.
So you're fancy because you took that class and you understand that.
Yeah.
So Crystal has another class, how to start your seeds, and I'm pretty sure my wife learned that because I'm almost sure she didn't know that before. Last time, so she knows now. Okay, so then we take the weight off. Do we leave the cover on without the weight?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or,
Okay.
I
You
mean,
flip
like,
it over because you want it to be in
Yeah.
dark for 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
use your cover.
Yeah, because now we have
like this.
on top like that. Okay, yeah.
And then
Take-
these were taken out of blackout yesterday.
Blackout. Okay,
So
and
they turn green right away. When you first uncover it, it's yellow.
it's yellow. Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then it starts turning green within an hour or so.
Guys, and I say I remember that because my wife did take the class last year, and we did have it out on our table in the living room, and then it kind of just, I don't know what happened. I don't want to talk about that.
Just
But-
water. And then after that, you just water and wait.
Water and light.
Yep.
Okay.
Once you uncover it and put them in the light, you just water and wait. This will look just like, this will look like this in just a couple of days.
In a couple of days, so it'll get a little bit taller and nice and ready to harvest.
And they're taller because the light is too far away.
Too far away, so
Yeah,
they're stretching for the light.
Reaching for the light.
So the position of your light, if you were to drop them, your lights
They would be shorter.
shorter.
So that's helpful when you're doing seedlings, because if your seedlings start to stretch towards the light, all you have to do is bring the light closer.
And if you're going to transfer those outside, you don't want that.
You don't want legginess.
Yes.
Unless
See, guys,
it's
I
a
just learned
tomato.
something.
Unless
I
it's
should-
a tomato. Tomatoes like being buried deep because they'll root all the way up the
All the way up. Okay.
Okay, so then after 8 days or so, you've got something that looks like this.
And it's one of the
And-
most nutrient dense things you can eat in the
Then
world.
you
So I just go
slice
and
it off and eat it.
Yeah.
I just go, just kind of grab a chunk, or how do we?
Oh, I can show you.
All right.
Let me get a bowl and a knife really quick.
I think I'm gonna get some, but these are sold. I can't.
My kitchen.
These are already sold, and I. You know what? She's not here. She's not looking. Let me pick one of these. This one looks good.
Oh no, she's coming.
This is the mix. So I have to cut all of that anyway.
Oh my goodness, that's a sunflower seed, yo.
Yeah.
Like
You
like
can see
literally.
the little seed holes on them. So yeah, sometimes if you just run your hand over them, they'll knock the seed holes off. But
So
they're really nutty.
they are.
Just like sunflower seeds. They're so good.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
They're so good.
Yes.
This is my favorite. These two.
So honestly, how many times do you walk? Yeah, I don't.
Do I walk by and just snack?
Yes.
I do that. I do that.
Yeah.
Actually, this was breakfast this morning.
Really?
Yeah, I just was like, hey, you guys want microgreens on their eggs? And they were like, yeah. So I cut a chunk and sprinkled it on everybody's eggs.
So
this
you
morning.
so you're gonna cut a little bit of something for it. Now, before I get started, before we go to that, real quick, you said mixed.
Mm-hmm.
This one's mixed, right?
Yes, this is True Leaf's spicy mix.
Spicy mix. Okay.
Yeah. So it has kale, cabbage, kohlrabi, broccoli, mizuna.
Ooh, girl, you
and
fancy with
arugula.
that? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Okay.
And this one has an amazing flavor. In fact, this is our best seller. So we mix our spicy mix with sunflower and beets to make our rainbow mix, because it gives you all the colors, and it's quite beautiful, but it's also very flavorful. And so that's our best seller by far.
And it's packed with all the vitamins
And
that
you can't beat it.
you can't
cannot
beat it.
beat it. I don't.
Awesome.
I can be your bowl holder.
Oh yeah, you can be a bowl holder. So all I do is I just grab a handful, take the knife, and just try to cut as close to the soil as I can. And
That's a sharp knife.
this actually is really dull. It should have cut a little better. But yeah, that's it.
I was actually being over dramatic. In other words, it's very simple, guys.
It's so easy. You can't. I mean, and then they're ready to eat just like that.
Oh my goodness.
They're so good though. Honestly, you could eat them just plain. You don't want to cook with them. That's one thing, is you absolutely want to eat them fresh to get the most out of them. And you can eat them like a salad, but your bodies can't absorb the amount of nutrients it contains. So it's best added to a salad or added to whatever you're eating.
Good to know.
So it's a topping more than anything.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
way, because your body can only absorb so much. So if
Yeah.
you eat it as a salad, you're eating so many vitamins and minerals, you're just gonna flush them out.
And your body's not going to. Yes.
Be able to
Got
absorb
it.
it all. So if you want to maximize the benefits, use a little bit per meal. Every meal. Literally on everything.
I put that on everything.
Everything.
Thank you so much for having us in your home today.
Absolutely. I love having you guys over. So, anytime. Absolutely. You should come over when the garden is.
Yes,
June.
I want to
When we're
come
June.
back, and then I would like to do another video with you.
There is nothing more special than the June garden. It's my favorite.
Da, da, da. We'll be back in June.
Yeah.
We'll be back in June, guys. Again, I was actually here. I was in a robot, and very, very simple setup in my opinion, because I could totally do this
Oh
setup.
yeah, these are just basic shop lights. You don't need any fancy grow lights. Grow lights are,
Yeah.
unless you're planning on growing
Overrated.
all the way to fruit indoor, you don't need it.
And again, guys, these are things that work for her. So other things might work for y'all, and that's okay. That's great. This works for her, and we're gonna try something around the same lines because we're learning from her. So we're gonna give it a try, and we can change it up a little bit. That's the whole thing about gardening and growing your own produce. That whatever works in your house might not work somewhere else. So again, test your soil. When you're growing greens, try them all, in my opinion, until you find the one that you like. Personally, sunflowers is my favorite, but now that I got that mix going, I think I'm gonna have to ask them next time we come. So that's it, guys. Thank y'all. Crystal kind of has left us alone here, guys, and unsupervised. And seriously, like, I'm picking stuff here, and it's so fresh, so delicious, that we need to grow our own. You know, we really do, wife. Like, let's do this. We're actually going home with some goodies. Crystal's going to hook us up. And one thing that I asked while we're sitting here, she is actually going to be giving those trays to her chickens once she is done with them, and then obviously wash, rinse, and repeat when it comes to the trays. But again, Crystal's amazing, y'all should definitely check out her Facebook page. She will respond. If she doesn't, let me know. I know where she lives.
Nice.
I'm very good at